Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Happy to be in the building tonight. We got the homie Reggie from Reggie's Urban Jungle in the building tonight. We're gonna get to the show in just a few minutes, but first and foremost, shout out to my lovely wife, Takar. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you. Appreciate it. Holding us down each and every week. Hey, y'all, and it's not just the show, but I do want to speak to the show stuff in just for just a few minutes, man. I can't express how much easier it is to run the show with the car doing all the stuff behind the scenes, man, because me and Matt be struggling on double clutch trying to keep up with the comments, man. So definitely really appreciate you holding us down, man. And we apologize for how we be struggling with the comments on double clutch, but man, we bring it to y'all, man. So y'all make sure y'all show Takar some love in the comments, and don't stop there. Make sure you show the channel some love, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and Hulk smash that notification bell. Let's touch on some housekeeping stuff real quick. Make sure you following us on Morph Market. Like we've been telling y'all for the past several weeks, the goal is to hit 250 followers on Morph Market. We at 238, so we just got 12 more to go. Just a small number to go, man. So make sure y'all share this out. Tell everybody, man, give us a follow on Morph Market. And definitely check out some of the animals we got, man. We got 2 powerhouse males in the DG Clown project up there on Morph Market right now. We got a Inchy Leopard Yellow Belly Clown, double head DG Pied, and we got a Yellow Belly Leopard Pied, double head DG Clown, man. 2 powerhouse males. The clown combo male, he over 500 grams, like 520, something like that. And then that Yellow Belly Leopard Pied double head male, he is at like 450 grams roundabout. So man, we done did all the hard work for you, man. So definitely jump on that, man. These are males that you can plug into your projects for this upcoming season, man. Hey, and we trying to fund some things too, man. So we feeling real negotiable in these ball python streets right now. So come holler at me, man. We accepting all reasonable offers. So definitely, man, if you know somebody that's in that trifecta project, the DG Clown project, send them my way. If you yourself is in the DG Clown Pie project, definitely come my way. Holler at me. We can definitely work something out, man. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, man. Herp Collectors page and the Clutch Conversations page, man. We definitely doing some stuff on there. Hopefully, we'll be posting some more snake stuff in the near future because, man, we got some clutches about to drop, and so we got some activity going on. So definitely check out both of those pages, Herp Collectors and Clutch Conversations. Make sure you give us a follow on Facebook as well, the Herp Collectors page on Facebook. And definitely don't forget, man, check us out on the audio podcast. Audio-only versions of Clutch Conversations are available on all major podcast platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, basically any podcast platform if you heard of. It's a major podcast platform. We there, so definitely go check us out. When you're checking us out on your favorite podcasting platform, please be sure to follow, rate, and review. It really helps us out. We appreciate the love, and we definitely appreciate the support. Speaking of support, make sure you support both US Arc and US Arc Florida, man. If you missed last week's episode with Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles, man, he went in about how important it was to support both US Arc and US Arc Florida. He articulated it much better than I can, but I know both these organizations are fighting for our rights as reptile keepers. Without them, man, this hobby, this industry would have been dead a long time ago. So definitely make sure you support US Art and US Art Florida. Get you a membership, drop a donation, whatever you can. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word about both these organizations that's helping protect our rights as reptile keepers. Be on the lookout for Double Clutch episode 4 It's happening next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing a deep dive conversation on nidovirus. We actually got a special guest. So the very first episode of Double Clutch, we're the special guests. We got Stephen Tillis, who is a subject matter expert on nidovirus. So he's going to be on there. He's going to give us the rundown on nido. Should you be afraid? What can you do? How should you be approaching this with regards to your collection, with regards to stuff you picking up? So definitely check this one out. This one is guaranteed to be information packed. So check us out. That's next Saturday, August 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come check us out. Episode 4 of Double Clutch, man. It's going to be super dope. So definitely come check us out and give us some support. Speaking of support, man, make sure you support our sponsors. We're going to kick some sponsor videos, and then we're going to holler at the folks in the chat. Discover the hidden gems of ball python breeding with KINOVA's exclusive Patreon content. Gain insider access to the newest morphs and emerging market trends. Learn directly from the world's leading ball python designer. And hey, peep this, act fast and you can secure the one remaining VIP spot. Punch in your ticket to the KINOVA facility visit on October 26th of this year. Hey, I've been in this Patreon since April of 2021 and I haven't regretted it for 1 second. So don't delay. Join the KINOVA Patreon today. Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with wetter morphs. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Really appreciate each and every one of you giving us your support and believing in the fam. Giving us your support and believing in the fam. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. RO 5.0. What's good, brother? Appreciate you coming out. First, the pimp tonight. Big Stan the man. What's good, brother? Appreciate you coming out. Big Flexing. What's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out, Chris. The Pink Panther. What's good, Sammy? Appreciate you coming out. We got Wills from Wills Hella Heat in the building. Appreciate you coming out. Big Vinny. What's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out. Man, Freddie in the building. What's up, Morph Valley Reptiles? Appreciate you coming out. Dundada, what's good? Appreciate you coming out, fam. Appreciate you showing love. See who else we got. Scroll. We got the guests in the chat. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Banner, what's good, sis? Appreciate you coming out. And of course, we got Wife in the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do. Hey, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to kick the intro. Then we'll be right back with the guests.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who
Episode 128, Reggie's Urban Jungle. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, bro. How you doing today?
Man, pretty good. Pretty good. Another day, another dollar, man. Same old grind.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you coming on the show. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Third time's a charm, man. Appreciate you for having me on again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Like I say, man, always have fun, man. Always good to tap in with you. So what's been good with you, man? What you been up to?
Not much, man. You know, life, daddy duties, working, you know, hatching season. Just cut my first clutch about a week ago. I'm training to become a pilot. So, you know, school starts in about a month for my daughter. So, you know, just trying to get back in the swing of things for the school year, and a couple new hobbies I done tapped into. So nothing too crazy.
Okay. You say nothing too crazy, but at the same time, you just said training to be a pilot. That's not something everybody do who comes to the show, man. So tell us a little bit about that, man, because I saw you post something about it. So that's dope. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for a little while, and finally decided to actually go up in the sky and see if there's something that I wanted to continue. And I took my first discovery flight about 3 weeks ago, and maybe a little longer, 3 or 4 weeks ago. But you know, I went up there and it's peaceful, man. So it's something that I'm about to stick with. Trying to get my private pilot's license for a single engine, and then depending on how that goes, work my way up and potentially become a commercial pilot. But right now it's fun. If I were to get my private pilot's license, instead of driving everywhere, I could just fly to all the big shows, and you know, that seems pretty cool. I could skip all the traffic and just fly right in. So
that'll be real dope, man. So what's the process like to actually get like your pilot license and all that? Walk us through that process.
So you do your research, you find a flight school near you, you take a discovery flight, which is a 1 hour flight. They take you up in a plane. They let you control the plane. So my first time ever in a single engine plane, they let me fly it for the most part. The only thing I did not do was land. You know, they showed me how to take off. They put me on a flight simulator. We flew around the local area, and you know, we did a little -2 Gs, +2 Gs. You know, they do a little barrel roll, spin around, make sure you're able to, you know, stay functioning with all the G forces and all that. But then you got to get roughly 40 hours, 40 to 70 hours to get your private pilot's license. It's a lot of book work. You got to learn the weather. You got to learn, become a airplane, you know, aircraft mechanic. You know, you got to be really precise and knowledgeable. And then there's a lot of instruments and gauges you got to read and all that. So right now it's a lot of studying, a lot of book work. So I'm darn near back in school again. But once you do all the book work and then you get your airtime in, your actual flight hours, you know, that's the fun part. So other than studying, getting up in the sky is the fun part. And then my daughter wants to do it with me as well. So she can learn all the book work now. And by the time she's 17, she can start getting her hours in flight at 14. She's turned 12 on Monday. Happy early birthday, Nova. Daddy loves you. Right. But nope, her goal is she wants to get her private pilot's license same time she gets her driver's license. So that'll be pretty dope. So it's a kind of a daddy-daughter thing. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. How many hours did you say you got to get in, like training hours?
Technically you can get it within 40 hours, but you know, typically it's around 70 hours, and depending on what flight school you go to, the air time itself can range between $100 to $200 an hour. So it's not a cheap hobby to be into. And then the one I am, the Jackson Flight School, it is $60 to $70 per hour for ground class. So that's where they teach you in the classroom, put you on the flight simulator and all of that. So about 40 to 70, 40 if you're knowledgeable on the book work and all that, and they don't have to repeat a whole bunch of stuff. So it can be a lot cheaper if you put in, you know, the back work and do all the studying before you get in there. The most important part though is once you're in the air, you know, knowing how to handle the aircraft and the weather and how that dictates how you fly and you know, navigating in the sky, because there are no streets. So, you know, you 2 inches to the left, you can be a couple miles off from your destination. So learning all that stuff. So I am very new to it, but it's an exciting process to learn, and I'm looking forward to obtaining my private pilot's license.
Nice, nice. So you said it was the flight simulator before you like actually went up there and
Nope.
actually flew the plane?
So I did mine backwards. So I flew the plane first, and then I went to the flight simulator. So you playing a new video game, you go to expert level instead of rookie. So I jumped straight on expert. So, but it was smooth. It was relaxing. Kind of nervous at first because you really don't know what to expect. The plane I flew was a Cessna 152, and I think it was like a 1978. But it wasn't made for people taller than 5'2". So my head was, darn near on the ceiling. I'm sitting on the floor. But just the experience itself, man, it's freeing. You follow the navigation, make sure there's no other air traffic, but you're really just up there coasting, man, and everything looks different from a bird's eye point of view. So seeing on the top of the malls and lakes, and you don't realize how many bodies of water and forest, and you get to look at all the acreage that people have in the area, and the cars look tiny on the highway, and it's just awesome, man. So it's freeing in the air. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds real dope, real serene. How many 1,000 feet were you up?
I was between 1,000 and 1,500 feet. There's 3 different zones. For the flight that I did, I was in zone. Don't let me get it wrong. There's zone A, B, and C. I believe I was in C, which is 1,000 feet to 1,500. So there was an area we couldn't go to because people were skydiving, but that's over air traffic control, and they let you know that, hey, X, Y, and Z is, they're skydiving in this area, so avoid it. So it was pretty cool to listen to air traffic control. That's a whole nother language that you got to learn and understand because everybody's talking at the same time, and then you got to sneak your little responses in there. So I'm looking forward to, learning all of that.
Okay, that's dope, man. And so like the co-pilot / I guess trainer was
flight instructor.
The flight instructor was in there with you, and so like when it was time to land, they took over the controls.
So airplanes have 2 controls. So pilot, co-pilot, kind of like when you're a student driving a car and the instructor's on the passenger side with steering wheel and brakes and all that. So there's 2 sets of everything. He showed me the foot pedal work, the rudder work, all of that. So we did a little pre-run, a pre-check. We sat in there, got the engine going, told me how to do everything, and then he was kind of on the controls, but once he felt that I was good enough, he let me ring that thing back, get up there and coasted, man. And I was like, you gonna let me fly? Like, I'm not trying to die on my first flight. He's like, you got this. I'm like, pimping. Remember, like, I'm still, like, but confidence. He told me, it's a lot easier than it looks. Again, it's good weather. There was no turbulence, no rain, anything like that. So I flew on a pretty good day. So yeah, I may have gotten, I'm not too cocky with it. I can't fly a plane, but the feeling is good to know that it's something that's within grasp and something that's obtainable for me. So Flight Johnson is another name other than basketball. Now I'm really going to be Flight the Pilot now. So I'm a document my journey with that as well.
Nice. You got real plans to fly the shows?
Absolutely. I promise you, like, I'm flying to Tinley. I'm gonna try, like, once I obtain, I'm flying to Daytona. I got my passport and my enhanced ID, so I'm flying to Toronto, like that, like everywhere. I'll fly to the East Coast shows or the West Coast shows. Yeah. So once I obtain it and find a good rental plane or buy my own plane, I'm skipping the driving, man. I'm coasting. I'm flying snakes back with me and everything.
Oh, I would too, man. I would too, 100%. So, what's the process like to rent a plane?
A lot of plane rentals are through like private owners, so there's forums and stuff that you go on. But yeah, you can go to the local airports that you have, and if they have planes that they can rent out, you can do that. Like I said, you can go online. There's certain websites, so. But a lot of it's through private owners from what I found. But I'm still new. That's still a lot of information I need to learn. But so far, the aviation community has welcomed me with open arms, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm pretty excited, man. It's not a lot of us out there flying, so
No, not at all, man. That's gonna be some dope content too. You
yeah.
definitely gonna stand out.
Only 3% of us out there flying, so I'm
Oh, really?
trying to increase the number. Yep,
Okay, okay. So you're doing your part.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So how the season going for you this year?
Whew. So this is gonna be a small season for me. Last year I had 21 clutches. This year I'm projected 8 clutches. Got 3 in the incubator. Cut one clutch went bad. I'm waiting on another clutch to be laid. My first clutch did hit me with a surprise. I did a lemon blast 100% het sunset to an ultra male, and I got 2 visual hypo lemon blasts.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
prove, I guess, my lemon blast het clown is, or I'm sorry, lemon blast het sunset is double het hypo sunset. My ultra male is het hypo. So that was a nice little surprise. And it turns out my lemon blast het sunset male is a super pinstripe. He's 3 clutches in, 18 eggs, and I'm 18 for 18 on pinstripe. So
Okay, so yeah, I saw that clutch and I was like, damn, pinstripe hit on every single one of them.
and that's how the 2 clutches prior was pinstripe. So he's 18 for 18 on pinstripe. So I'm happy, but at the same time, that's a whole lot of pinstripe. So, but it does. So everything in that clutch is 100% het ultra male, 66% het hypo, 50% het sunset. So I do have potentials at hypo double het sunset ultra males, which is pretty exciting. Except everything has pinstripe and it's 0.6, so 6 females.
Oh, nice. That was
So
good.
yeah, so if the 2 hypos can prove out sunset for me, and I can have hypo lemon blast double het ultra male sunsets, I'm keeping those 2, and then everything else will be up for sale. And then my second clutch, all the eggs went bad. You know, it's a part of the game. And then my third clutch is due August, or to be cut August 11th, and that'll be my second chance at visual monsoons.
Oh, nice. What's the pair?
The pairing was a yellow belly Mojave Posset monsoon. They got every marker in the world. Waiting on the monsoon to test come out because I got 28 Posset monsoon babies to test. But it was Mojave yellow belly Posset monsoon, 2 het monsoon. Okay. So I got 5 eggs. Last year, that same parent gave me 2 eggs. I held back both the babies. They both got crazy markers. So this year I got 3 more chances than I did last year. So I'm hoping crack open one visual monsoon and get that party rolling.
Nice. What else you got working for the year?
My next clutch to be laid is hypo het sunsets. It was a visual hypo to a double het hypo sunset, which I guess in hindsight I don't really need now because I got triple het.
Gotcha. Yeah. So the 8 clutches this year, how many were you trying for? Are you frozen?
I'm back. It froze for a second.
Okay.
This year I was trying for 16 total. I'm probably going to end up having 8. A couple of my pairings I stopped doing just because I if it's not a high-end double het, pos double het, I didn't want to test for it. So I wanted to wait till I have the proper animals. So it's 100% het. So a couple of my pairings I stopped doing. I was waiting on a couple, like I had a Mandarin 66% pos het hypo, didn't prove out hypo for me. I bought a tri-stripe pos het DG, he didn't prove out DG for me, so that kind of switched a couple of my pairings. But no, I got 16 here. I got I got 5 joint pairings. I got 4 with Keisha Splash Pack Reptile. Shout out to the ball python best friend Keisha Splash Pack. And then I got one joint pairing with Derek Keeley from Keeley's Morphs down in Chicago. So I got 5 out there. So total 21 attempted pairings for the year right now. So trying to match last year, but I'm not upset with a low number this year. So it's going to be small and powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a smaller number this year than I had last year. Last year, I think I had like maybe 22, 23, something like that.
Mhm.
I don't think I have that many this year. We'll see. I just ultrasounded yesterday, and it's like several girls. Like I got 2 girls that should be laying any day now. I got another girl that's had her pre-lay shed. And then, like I said, I just ultrasounded yesterday, and there's a couple good girls showing me signs. But I still think it's gonna be a lower number than last year because we moved a collection. And so I feel like
Right.
that had some impact. At the end of the day, I'm not like too bummed about having a lower number this year, but I do want to
Right.
bounce back next year and have a larger number of clutches. But this year, I kind of like charged it to the game. Like I said,
Right.
because at one point, like I was debating, which it was actually kind of like a crazy debate. I was debating like having my collection like kind of like split and
Mm-hmm.
and having like some in one spot, some in another. But that would have been because I didn't want to like miss out on no clutches. But I mean, in hindsight, bro, that would have been nuts. It would have been totally.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to push
Double
that.
the work.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't do that. And so like I decided early on in the process that I was just gonna bite the bullet, and whatever happens, happens. And like I said, I'm not too bombed out that it's a lower number this year. Hopefully, the girls that I do get stuff from is like some much anticipated parents.
Right.
One of my girls kind of faked me out based on like where she was because I thought she was about to go and then she shed, and so I assumed it was the pre-lay shed. But then next time I ultrasounded her, she wasn't at that pre-lay shed level in terms
Size.
of
Right.
follicle size and whatnot. And then I ultrasounded her yesterday, and she didn't reabsorb them. So she broke my heart. She better hook me up next year though. But that's the
What's
second.
your most anticipated top 2 most anticipated clutches or pairings you want this year?
That's a hard question. I will say top 2 is a hard. I think top 1 is easy. Is a chocolate spot nose vanilla clown head hypo to a chocolate leopard Huffman double head hypo clown. That's my most anticipated pairing.
That'll be nice.
Number 2, it's kind of hard to say. I would say if I had to pick one, right, I would say is the Inchy leopard yellow belly desert ghost head clown, also head pipe to a fire spot nose double head DG clown. Not really looking for the pied in that project, but I mean, if I get some this head pied, I get some this head pied. We'll see what it do. But because I didn't know that male was head pied until last season when I produced clown pies with him. There was head DG, and so
that's a happy surprise right there,
bro. I was elated, bro. I was elated, bro. Yeah. So I would say those my top 2. I'm scared to speak on them though, because like they still ain't there yet, and they would break my heart, bro.
Right. You got any new morphs you're trying to work into your collection now that's ready up or close to?
New, not so much new. It's a couple that I want to get, like a couple codoms that I want to throw in there. I'm done. I'm done on recessives, at least for the foreseeable future. But it is a couple codoms that I want to get into the mix that I don't quite have in the collection yet. But outside of that, not really. How about yourself?
I'm working Mandarin in. I just got Mandarin in this year. Should be ready to go by October. I got asphalt lace that I'm trying to work into my hypopide project. Look, let me turn around. Tri-stripe's gonna be heavy. I did introduce a new morph or potential new morph. Let's see if she gonna bite me or not. I got this from the homie Ash at Morph Minded. But this is a pastel malice girl. Shout out to the homie Ash at Morph Minded. He was gracious enough to let me in on this new project. He should be having supers soon, but you know they never want to cooperate when it's time to look good for the camera.
So talk to us about what the malice gene do. Like I see some stuff there too, but talk to us a little bit about it.
So from what is known, it's a granite gene. It's been compared to a few higher end morphs that is out here lately. But as you can see, it distorts the alien heads. A lot of heavy graniting and pixeling. Nice blush, and this is just a pastel with the malice. He's put it in a few other codoms. It's looking crazy. He's working it into recessives, but yeah, we believe there's a super form. He'll know in a few weeks about the super, but that blushing, I love the pixelation, the graniting pattern, and it looks good in a lot of morphs, and it's different than a lot of other granite genes. We'll say that, but
Yeah, it's definitely heavy on the granite. Like that's crazy. Like,
yeah.
inside those alien
So
heads and just how like granity, for lack of a better term, that is, and like even along the dorsal and stuff like that. And then you got
yeah,
like them deep blacks, like them real jet black.
yeah, beautiful contrast. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this project. Obviously, this is a female, so she won't be ready for another year or two, but that's something that's new to my collection. I'm not big on dinkers, but that one caught my eye, and you can never be on the wrong side of a good little dinker project. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, man. I mean, that's how you really like stand out is working some stuff that's less worked with, unknown.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Proving it, proving that it works well in combos, proving that you make dope animals, and you can reap the benefits of that. So
And he actually posted a few different videos today. I think he did a chocolate malice and a Mojave malice on Morph Minded One on Instagram. So y'all should go check them out and tell them what you think, man. I think it's gonna blow up and be dope. It's similar to a couple other granite genes that just came over here from Europe, and it's being compared to that. So if it is something similar or different, it's gonna look crazy and clown and with DG and a couple other of the morphs that we got trying to get into it now. So I'm excited for it.
yeah, that's dope, man. That was a real dope snake. What all has he worked it into so far outside of the ones you just named?
So pastel, I believe, chocolate, Mojave, GHI, sugar, orange dream. I think he's working hypo clown DG into it, Axanthic into it. I think trying to do ultra mel. I personally want to get sunset mandarin into it. Um, you know, I might put it to my giant hurricane female when I get a male. So right now we're trying to hit all the basic codoms and then our good recessives right now, because you never know. Rather find out sooner than later. So I think the first visual recessive attempted is going to be a clown malice. And then if it has a super form, that's just going to take everything to the next level. But he's been working the project hard for 3 years underground. He's just now brought it up to the surface level for people to see. To my knowledge, there's only 2 other people other than himself who have it. I do think he is interested potentially in letting some go to those who are interested. So if you do see what you like, hit him up. And you never know, you might get early access to a dope project down the line. But he's putting in the groundwork, man. I can say that he's very passionate. He's very goal focused with his projects, and this is a dope project.
And say the name again for the people in the back.
His name is Ash from Morph Minded Reptiles. Morph Minded One is his IG, so hit him up, take a peek. Shout out to him, and again, I appreciate him for trusting me to be in early on the project.
Nice. Yeah, that's dope, man. So, did he buy into the project or did it pop into his
to my knowledge, he got it from Ian at Outback.
Okay.
They're good friends, and he was able to get the pick of the litter, and he got the nod of confidence that it wasn't going to be just a one-off, genetic anomaly, and got the mom. She had some babies, so I think he's on 3rd generation right now. So, we all try and grab the pick a bag, 10 snakes and hope that we get something. And he he got something. So luckily for him and luckily for me, he did. So,
Nice.
you know, he win, I win. So everyone eats at the table.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. So speaking of recessives, you had just mentioned like some of the recessive projects that he was working that gene into. So last time we talked about like projects and stuff, you had mentioned like I think you were working like 11, 12, something like that, like several different recessives. So have you thought about that now? Like are you planning to
So
reduce your recessives? Or
yep. So this whole year, I've reduced my collections from 350 snakes to I'm at 131 with the new hatchlings right now.
okay.
So I've reduced my collection of lower end. I still got like maybe 15 more snakes I would like to get rid of, and then I got the 28 pos het monsoons I got to get tested once the test comes out. But I've reduced the number of snakes, but I have actually increased the number of recessives. I added puzzle to the collection. So just one more morph gave me a pastel puzzle het hypo female. She's doing great. So I added in more instead of reducing it, but all my projects are concentrated. I know last time some of my projects I had 3 females, no male, 2 males, no females. Now my projects are all equal. So I got 1.3s and 2.6s, and you know, they're complete now. So my number is reduced, but you know, I'm more focused, and a lot of my projects are tying into each other. So I might got DG Clown going over here, but my Hypo Pi DG projects working in over here. So a lot of animals can go to multiple projects, which is the reason I still have 13 recessives, because they all eventually are going to tie into each other. So
okay.
I wouldn't recommend it, but
what was kind of the turning point, or like what made you decide to reduce?
So I've been breeding ball pythons for going on 13, 14 years, and every year I have good seasons, but every year I'm just making entry level stuff. I'm making your triple hets, which obviously, you know, you need a good foundation of triple and double hets and quad hets now, but I was never making the double visual combo. Okay, make a hypo clown, make a DG clown. But when I make the DG clown, everyone else is making stranger OD, yellow belly DG clown, double head hypo pies. So it's like, even though I get into projects early, I have so many recessives that I can't get to where I need to be. So even though there's levels, everyone has their level in this hobby. And I didn't want mine just to be Mr. Double Het, Mr. Triple Het. So I decided to get not rid of the riffraff, but get rid of, stuff that wasn't het, stuff that I already produced 4 years in a row, things that weren't double, triple het that couldn't help me advance my projects. So it took I got a 6 foot whiteboard, 6 by 5 foot whiteboard out there with every single snake I have with 1 by 2 inch magnets. And I went out there and I was like, all right, this is a foundation piece to a project, this. And then if you didn't fall into that top 130, you had to go down. I basically did my own NFL draft. I had each project and I had 10 rounds, and each round I was like, all right, your first round pick, your second round pick. I went down the list back up and forth, and I settled on my 120 or 130, but obviously some projects are bigger than others. Like my puzzle project is 1 animal deep. But in 3 years, she can go into my hypo projects when I have a hypo DG clown or, something like that. So even though she's not a full project, she'll tie it eventually. Like she can go with the hypo sunset project because Brock made dope, hypo puzzle or sunset puzzle. So I can only imagine what a hypo sunset puzzle is going to look like. So a lot of my animals are tied into each other, but I did have to reduce my numbers, and honestly, I had too many animals and it wasn't fun no more. So instead of being selfish and prideful, saying, no, I can do this, I decided to sell the animals to better homes so they can get the, not that the care fell off, but I didn't want to come home from work and have to work again. So now I'm back to a level to where mentally I'm good. I'm having fun again. I'm enjoying being in the snake room again. It's not a hassle. And I think cutting that number in half or in third allowed me to, like I said, I'm only having 8 clutches here this year, but it's going to be a strong 8 instead of a weak 22. And then, you know, we breed for ourselves. And if I'm having 22 clutches and I got to hold back a 1.2 from 22, you know, that's 66 snakes. I'm right back up where I was. So I was trying to factor that in as well. Like, obviously I got the space, but again, I want to stay around 100, 120 animals. That's my happy place, my happy zone right now. And if I could have anywhere from 10 to 15 clutches a year going on forward, I'll be good with that. You know, 10 to 15 powerful clutches. That one animal that I do hit, if the odds gods are with me, it could change my entire season next year type deal instead of holding back mediocre stuff. So that's where I'm at. That was a decision, or, you know, some of the factoring decisions that went into me reducing my collection.
Yeah. I did a similar process a couple years back because I wanted to transition into working like primarily recessive stuff. And so like a lot of animals that I picked up at the beginning, they weren't in any sort of recessive project. And I've said this, like, I've probably mentioned this like ad nauseum on the show at this point, but a lot of the stuff that I picked up at first didn't really fit with anything that I ended up wanting to do because I was just picking up stuff. But I remember like me and you, we jumped on a Zoom call like kind of early on, and like that conversation really helped kind of like reshape the way I was like thinking about my collection and thinking about my projects. And so at that point, like I started refining stuff. But even now, bro, like it's some stuff I held back and like I didn't sell at the time, and then also like some animals I held back that like even now looking at kind of where I'm wanting to go, probably in the next year or so, I'll be looking to move those as well. But that's just
I'm
part
in
of
the same boat.
Just keep elevating, for lack of a better word. And so like your needs change, your wants change, your directions change to an extent. For example, I got 2 double head ultra male clown girls. One might give, well, actually both of them, neither one of them have shown signs of reabsorbing on me. But I got 2 codom stack double head ultra male clown girls too, who probably will be breeding size next year. And so like I'm thinking like, what do I do with these girls? Like, do I keep them for an extra year just so I have some girls in the project, or do I go ahead and move those 2 girls and rely on those codom stack girls? And so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I might keep one, get and sell the other. I don't 100% know now, but I'm definitely considering it. And that's just an example of like a few animals that I'm considering because like the collection has progressed over the years.
So I'm in a similar position. I'm looking at my rack right now. I got animals that in 2019, like I got double head DG pies that I made in 2020, but now I got chocolate pastel chocolate triple head hypo DG pies growing up that'll be ready a year after. So similar, like you said. So I grew them up for 3 years, 4 years. Pride won't let me right now sell them because you're gonna give me some babies. Like I done grew you up. You're mine. Like even if I don't keep none of them, you're giving me a clutch just because I done put so much time and effort. But I've learned that I have to swallow that pride and understand every year we breed to get better. So if we're in a DG pie project, okay, we made double head DG pies with the next year. Now we got orange dream yellow belly double head DG pies. And then the year after that, now we got inchy leopard orange dream yellow belly double head DG hypo pies. So it's like every year we're trying to get better. And if the animals aren't up to size to help us advance to where we need to go, sometimes we just got to let them go, especially if you're trying to stay at a certain number. But yeah, I do catch myself a lot, but it's pride. Like 3 years, I got to get at least 1 clutch.
Yeah, I feel
at least one.
It's just like something about selling a female that you've grown up and you don't have a clutch from it yet. It's kind of hard. I was I was given kind of like this advice, right? Like, if it hurts a lot to a seller, you probably shouldn't sell her. If it
Well, I can't sell nothing then.
if it hurts a little bit, you probably should sell it. If it doesn't hurt at all, you probably waited too long. And you
Facts. I got a couple that don't hurt at all. I'm looking at right now eating rats. And then right now, people like if it look normal, it don't matter how many double, triple hets it got on it. People really don't want it right now. So it's kind of like might as well breed her. But I got a couple of those in my rack looking at me right now. No.
But yeah, like at least emotionally speaking, I don't know if logically speaking, but at least emotionally speaking, it's hard to move a girl that you ain't got a clutch from. It's hard to make that call. For me, it is.
Hey, we in the same boat, man. Like, do I really need Pos double hats right now? No, but she done been here for 4 years. She gonna give me these Pos. I'm gonna get them tested.
Like, I got what is she? OD, Pastel, Mojave, Leopard Clown, Posset Pot. The last 3 years, she done reabsorbed on me. I don't want to sell her though. It's like,
I need it. I need that clutch. I sold a lemon blast head clown female like that. I got her. She gave me a clutch the very first year, and then the next 6 years, she didn't give me a clutch. And then that 7th year, as soon as she dropped them eggs, took 2 meals, and you're like, get out of here. Get out of here. And then it wasn't even a big clutch. Like, you could have kept it. But, it didn't give me mine because I always wanted to make a pinstripe clown. It gave me a super pastel pinstripe visual clown from that clutch. So I wasn't too mad. But a 6-year gap with nothing, hurt my heart. But she went, and then the person I sold her to got 3 clutches in a row.
Oh,
so,
wow. That's
right. So, it is. So I'm glad for them. My loss is their benefit, and that's okay. But there's been a few animals that's been toying with my heart. But
yeah, man, that's how it worked, man. Like, I'm sure if I sell this girl, whoever she go to, she gonna give them like a 14 egg clutch, something crazy.
And she gonna prove out head pie too.
And then she gonna be hiding like head hypo and
bro, for sure. DG sprinkled in there somewhere. That's like, exactly how it goes.
She don't even really fit in my projects. Like super. But yeah, like she don't even really fit in my projects like super well at this point. Like I could use and I can make some like cool stuff to sell, but she don't fit like super well in my projects. And then like for the stuff that she does fit well with, I've got other girls that can replace her. I need to sell, but it's hard, especially since
it feels like you owe me, especially if I've bred you 3 years and you trick me every year. Oh, yeah. Like you owe me something. Oh, give me some slugs or something, but you owe me something. Like push it out.
She get between 18 and 20 every year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I was just bullshit.
Keep feeding me. I got a good setup here. Reel them in. Gotcha. Let them go.
Hey, bro, we're gonna do a quick sponsor round real quick. Then we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Known for his innovative approach to genetic shed testing and top quality ball pythons, Grey Rider Reptiles also excels in exceptional customer service and responsiveness. With a quick turnaround time, Charlie ensures you get the service you want and need. Visit shedtesting.com to explore his offerings and experience the best in the business. Don't miss out. Head to shedtesting.com today and unlock the power of your breeding projects.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, We're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Yeah, man. So I don't know. I'll be making a decision soon. It's probably gonna be a game time decision, but we might end up selling them. So speaking of selling, have you been doing like any of the auctions and stuff like that?
I did. I got that a beautiful tri-stripe that he didn't prove out head DG, but he is still a quality. Hopefully I don't get bit, but so he's a single stripe tri-stripe if he'll show it. But his contrast is very, very nice. I love the siding right there. So that's what I'm trying to play with. The little popcorning on the side.
Yeah, that's a good example, man.
Yeah, so he's a solid stripe. So I won him on an auction. But you know, I'm kind of heavy in the tri-stripe. Shout out to Ash Morph Mighty again. He the man in the tri-stripe. He deep. Check him out on that. Don't bite me, young fella. And this is the one I produced. Yeah, he gonna bite me. But this is the one I produced last year. He's had hypo, but he's the full 3 stripes. So
nice.
I got a couple, you know, I got both versions of it. And then, you know, that little black area at the bottom right here, that's what I really want to play with tri-stripe. But nice. I got both versions, you know, or both examples of it. So my visual tri-stripe that I produced last year or 3 years ago, I'm probably gonna end up selling him. He was my breeder, but those 2 are gonna sneak in and replace him. So yeah,
I think I seen Morph Minded on the homie Wiz show. He was on Sophisticated Ignorance a couple weeks back, and he was talking heavy on the tri-stripe stuff. And
yeah, he got some crazy tri-stripe stuff, man. He pushing it. What I got for I got a Orange Dream Yellow Belly Sugar Het tri-stripe from him. I got a Pastel Butter double head hypo tri. I got an Ivory Het tri from him. Yeah, I got quite a bit of my tri-stripe stuff from him, man. He's very, very deep in the tri-stripe game. So again, shout out to him. If you're looking for tri-stripe stuff, go highlight Ash and Morph Minded. He definitely increase and enhance my tri-stripe collection because I'm trying to make a Pompeii tri-stripe.
Ooh.
And he had a lot of the pieces to that puzzle. So yeah, he got me right for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to picture like what that would look like.
I mean, clown is a genetic blackback. Tri-stripe is a genetic blackback. So, you know, the contrast with tri-stripe, as you saw, the blacks are deep, deep blacks, and the gold is a real bright gold. So I would assume adding all of that other stuff in there would magnify on the sides, and the little edging I was talking about at the bottom is going to look crazy with the yellow belly and the red stripe and the black pastel and how it's fighting each other. And hopefully that side pattern is still open, so you're getting layers, you know, of color and depth. So, but you know, we never know until until we do it. So I'm hoping that the odds are with me and I can do that. I'm trying to. I'm getting Hurricane in the tri-stripe this year.
Okay.
So we'll see. But I do like the tri-stripe project. That's probably one of my top 4 out of my 13 recessives. So 4A, 4B, you know, it's right up there. So, but no, tri-stripe is known, but not as popular as I think it should be. So the next couple years is going to be time to put in work with that tri-stripe, and probably one of the few projects that I'm ahead of a lot of people in. So yeah, nice. I like the tri-stripe project.
Nice. So over the next several months, what's your show schedule looking like? Like, you hitting any big shows?
Daytona for sure.
Okay.
You know, I'm 3 hours from Tinley, so that ain't nothing but a drive around the corner for me. So I go to every March, October, Tinley. I'm gonna try and get down there for Bob's show in September, I believe it is.
Yeah. September 14th and 15th, I think.
15th. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get down there. If I do, I'm gonna help Keisha out. I believe she's vending there. Y'all go check out Keisha at Splash Pack Reptiles as well.
Okay,
The
I see
ball
you
python
there.
best friend.
If you make it, I'll see you there. I see
Oh,
you there
definitely.
for sure.
Yep. So I'm gonna try and get down there. That's a busy part of the year for me. It's also the same weekend I think as the Toronto Reptile show too, and so it's kind of a hard debate because I wanted to go to both, but you know I'm probably gonna end up supporting the homie Bob. Oh, Bob, the Ultramel clutch we did, everything passe hypo. Just so you know. So you got triple hits over there. But yeah, so I'm gonna hit Daytona, hopefully. The Tinleys, potentially Bob's show down in Georgia. I think either the week before or the week after is the Dallas show. So I don't know. You know, I'm poor, so I make bad financial decisions. So you might see me, you might not see me there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it to the fall Dallas show. What about Charlotte show? The All American Reptile and Plant Expo, AARPE.
That's the one Troy's doing, right?
Yes, sir.
That's in September.
Yeah, it's the week after Bob. So it's
I might have to fast and save some money, but if it's in with my financial budget, I'll definitely hit it because Troy's a phenomenal dude, man, and I want to support him every opportunity that I can, man. Shout out at Troy at Best Dressed Balls, man. He's a beautiful human being and he's a great person, and every time I see him, it's so much positivity, energy, joy, and love, man. So if I have the opportunity to get out there, I'll definitely go support him, even if it isn't, you know, just for a day and I, you know, pay the ticket to get in. But no, Troy is a great guy. So if I can make it, I will. But September, I think that's right around when school's starting and my daughter's gonna get into the swing of things. She's going into the 7th grade, but she's taking majority college classes. So I gotta, you know, make sure she's still buckled down. But if I can sneak out 3 weekends in September, you might not catch me out nowhere for the rest of the year, except Tinley. But no, September sounded like a real good show month. You know, travel out here on the East Coast.
It is, man. It's gonna be jam packed. What weekend is the Dallas show?
I want to say the Dallas show is the weekend before Bob's show, so I think it goes Dallas, Bob, Troy.
Okay, yeah. So September.
I think, yeah,
not in the same location, but like hot shows, like back.
Yeah, the who's all be all needs to be at all of them, but definitely for sure Tinley if ain't nothing else, because I can drive there, catch the Amtrak, whatever. Shoot, once I get my pilot's license, I'm flying. So once that happen, I'm everywhere. I'm at every show every weekend.
Swoop right in. So when you plan on getting to Daytona?
I think Daytona is gonna be more for just socializing and, you know, meeting and talking to people. I have pretty much all the animals I need right now, unless I can come across a super mandarin or a mandarin female. Or a visual female tri-stripe, which I know a few people to get from. I want it to be more than just a tri-stripe, for being honest. But other than that, I'm good at my sunset stuff. I had 5 pos hets prove out for me, which was dope. I got them all from Brock, so I told him in his heart he was happy, but it was like the Pied proved out, that the Mojave hypo proved out, the 2 double hets proved out, both. Oh, I'm like, yeah, buddy, I saved a good 10K with you. And then Lemon Blast proves out hypo, so it's like I'm pretty set in all my top projects. Like I said, Ash helped me out with the Tri-Stripe project. Keisha's helping me out with the our joint pairings with the Hypo DG Clown project, the DG Pied project, the Axanthic DG Clown project. So, I'm pretty good in all areas right now. But if I were to pick something up, it would be Let me see if he looking all right. Don't bite me. I ain't got time for these games. Not on camera. Don't, don't embarrass me. But I like Mandarin, so this is my Mandarin boy. You know, the camera never picks it up. It ain't nothing like TJ's, but you know, you can tell he's Mandarin in person, and maybe right now he's about to go in the shed.
It's not
But
really fake Mandarins.
nah, let me see if I can get a normal out here to compare it to.
You driving down to Daytona or you flying?
I'm probably gonna end up flying to Atlanta and riding with Keisha.
Okay.
So here it goes next to a normal, so you can see the orange.
Tell the difference.
Yeah, so it's not one of those maybe Mandarins. It's you can see it comparatively next to. So
Yeah, I saw it as soon as you pulled it out.
yeah, so I like I want to get a female Mandarin. Obviously, TJ's killing it with the super Mandarins and the hypos, and man, he posted one. What was it? It was a yellow belly Mandarin triple het ultra male clown sunset.
Ooh.
And I think I was talking to Keisha and Ash, and I was like, I gotta sell my whole collection to get that one snake, but I need it because I want to get Mandarin in the sunset, and he's like 10 steps ahead already, and like I'm striving for that.
Yeah, TJ got some dope stuff, man, and a real solid dude too.
Yes, absolutely. So what about you? What code dimes? You were talking about getting code dimes. What you trying to pick up?
Man, so I'm not gonna be picking up nothing in Daytona. Right, Takar?
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
right. Yeah. I don't plan on picking up nothing in Daytona, but if like I had to get into something, it's a couple things I want. Like sugar or calico is something I want. Like I know it's like a gene that's been around for a while, but I really like a lot of the stuff it do. I definitely want to get that into the collection. What else? That shrapnel stuff pretty dope. That Corey worked with. I would love to get that into the collection because I like what it does. What else? I can't think of nothing else right off the top of my. Oh, Cosmos or shrapnel. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on Malice to the Cosmos?
So I was actually gonna say this earlier, man. Like because like the other day I said like on a Facebook post or something. Like I ain't never seen nothing granite like Cosmos granite, but that Malice was granite in.
So that's the other gene that you know some people are comparing it to from Europe. I wasn't trying to say it, but you know there are comparisons. That's why I said I was like I'm blessed to be invited into this project. So
yeah, when I seen that, bro, I was like, because when you pulled it out, like I immediately noticed it. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, well, damn. So yeah,
right. And that's just pastel in Malice. So I can only imagine, you know, with the footwork being put in now, what we're going to see when Ash produces the super or puts it in the clown, because Justin made some crazy Cosmos clown stuff. So if it's anything similar to Cosmos, we already got a pretty good idea of how dope it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what y'all are producing that project, man. That was nice, bro. Like
appreciate it.
But yeah, that's all I can think of right off the top of my head. I'm sure, like, if I think about it or after we get off the live, I'll be like, I forgot to say that. I forgot to say that. But yeah, nothing too tough as far as like pickups, because I'm at a point where I'm trying to limit the pickups and like making like real strategic purchases, because I got a good bit of stuff in the collection already. And so like I'm trying to work with some of the stuff I got, unless it's like a very specific animal, you know what I mean, that I really progress a project. Like it's a couple animals out there that I still do want, but by and large, man, I'm not like in that like pick up stage no more.
Is there any recessives that like you don't have that you want to get into within the next 3 or 4 years?
If I did get into another recessive, it'd be puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts on the puzzle clown that just came out?
So it was a little underwhelming, to be honest. Maybe there's like stuff you can do with it, like in the future, like throwing other codoms in it. Like I can't really think of no recessives. I mean, outside of like tornado or something like that you can do to like really whack it out. But even then, like I really don't think it'll be like the puzzle clown influence. It'll be like the tornado working in there. So like the question for me is like, what codoms can you throw in there to activate like the puzzle clown?
Right.
Because like when you look at some of the ones that tested positive for puzzle clown, you can see that it looks weird and it looks a little different. But at the same time, you can easily see like how somebody would overlook that and say, this can't be it. This is just kind of wonky. Maybe it's the head influence, because it wasn't that significant of a change.
It reminds me of the clown pie. Like Bob said it on the interview maybe a year or so ago, maybe longer, but he said he doesn't really work with clown pies because you're just making a pie with a clown head. And most pies are just a shade of orange. So it's like we're putting all this extra effort in just to make a cool colored pie with a clown head. And I'm like, yeah, but I kind of like clown pie, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, I like clown pie too. And I like DG clown pie, and the hypo clown pie that I saw in person was dope. But I definitely I get what he's saying though.
I mean, just pie in general is just different shades of yellow and orange. And don't get me wrong, they look phenomenal, and pie is a staple in our hobby. But I guess the point he was trying to make is, do I really want to do a 1 in 16, 1 in 64 just to get a pie with a clown head? And the puzzle clown kind of, from the ones I saw, and I'm not deep in the puzzle clown project, so don't go out here canceling me, everybody. But the ones I saw just look like leopard clowns.
Yeah, like a slightly wonky leopard.
Yeah, like off just a little bit, but it could have been inchy or something that did that. So, but like you said, hopefully there's something that people could sneak in there and, prove me wrong. Because me and Keisha have these talks all the time. She'll be, this is going to be dope, because she likes the the tri-stripe clown. And I'm like, She's like, just wait till I put X, Y, Z. Yep, prove me wrong. And as soon as it look dope, send me the animal you don't want.
That's part of the fun, though, right? It's just
absolutely,
and tinkering with it and stuff like that. But yeah, if I work puzzle, it'll be like puzzle DG, puzzle hypo, DG hypo puzzle. I would probably throw it in like ultramel and stuff like that. Like those type genes. I wouldn't really like pursue the puzzle clown project. Like I said, man, it might be something you throw in there that like changes the game. And I'm sure some people still gonna work it behind the scenes, and then they're gonna come out with something that's nuts, and everybody's gonna go crazy and be like, oh yeah, I gotta get it. So more power to those people who stick with the project and make something nice. But just me, I'm not gonna work it personally.
Now, let me ask you this one more question. How do you start entering a project? Do you go males first, females first? Do you try and get a visual? Do you try and get a crazy, powerful head? What's your process, or does it depend?
It really depends, right? Like there's been instances where I went with, typically speaking, I can't think of any instance, in fact, where I went males first. It's always females first, just because I want to grow those up. But sometimes I get visuals, sometimes I get double visuals, sometimes I get like visual hits or whatever. But that's typically how it works. Like I start with females first, and then grow those up a little bit, and then get my male. I haven't been waiting this long to get my male as I was at first, because I want to get a little bit more weight on my male. Like at first, when I first got in, like 500, 600 grams was good for me. Now I want my male to be a little bit bigger, just because like they might go off food, and like those young males, I haven't had a ton of success with young males. In fact, I can really only point to like one young male where I've had like a good bit of success from. But even that year, I didn't pair him to a lot of girls. It's just he proved to have extra genes, and so like that's why he kind of get a little bit more fanfare from me. Success,
right?
Man, you was hiding that, bro. I appreciate
Right.
it.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
that's my problem. I'm heavy on the females, and I honestly, my problem is I forget I need a male till it's too late. Like they ready to go. I'm like, oh, I should have got him 2 years ago. So that's, or I try and make them, and then I don't hit the odds, and it's like, all right, maybe next year I can do it. Maybe next year, then the female's 4 years old, sitting here ready to go. I'm like, I gotta buy a breeder male now.
But yeah, man,
Grow 'em up.
to date, I've always gotten females first in a project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
I mean, I'm not saying I would never get a male first. It really just kind of depends. Like if the circumstances was right, maybe it would make sense. But like I said, to date, I've always gotten females first.
I think I've only gotten a male once first. When I was trying to get into DG, I bought a visual DG male, and I was like, I'm making all my double hets. I'm making all my hets. And I think his first year, he bred 12 girls. All 12 went crazy.
Oh,
Next year, he bred 10 girls. 9 of the 10 went. I was like, oh, I'm het for days. I'm good. So now that they're all up to size, all I need is one, crazy Kodam visual DG or double visual DG, and I'm good for days on DG. So I think that was the one time I went male first. But after that, like you said, females, you gotta, the base of a collection or a good collection is the foundation of females.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna be definitely doing some evaluating this year in terms of like who stays, who goes. Try to be super selective with my holdbacks this year. But definitely some evaluation, because I got a new rack to fill out, which I haven't filled it out yet. I'll probably fill it out probably in September or so is when I'm gonna like start switching everybody over. And so I got like 40 spaces in the 5540, so it's going to be time to move some girls up soon, and probably when I'm going through that process, I'm gonna start evaluating who stays, who goes, and stuff like that. And I'll probably move some older animals as part of that process.
Now, what does that process look like for you? Because for me, in my mind, I get an Excel spreadsheet. I know I got a 55-40, a 70-30. I do the 4x10. I do the 3x10. And then I just put snakes in there. Like, all right, if I were to keep 70 females from 1 to 70, here's who stays. If I'm keeping 20, 25 males, and then I go back and like, all right, do I have enough for this project? Do I have enough for that project? But I also go, so I'll have 3 different versions of the same thing. And then I'll go, all right, I need a hypo clown project. Here goes all my hypo clown project animals. I need 3 males. I need 9 females. Okay, 8 animals got to go. So I got a few different methods, and then I go back and basically compare which one works best, because they're similar but different for me. But I like to overcomplicate things.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being deliberate and thinking through stuff, man. For me, it's probably like a similar process. I mean, not the exact same steps, but really the evaluation process is similar, right? So like the way I picture that I'm gonna do it is like, so I know it's like certain girls just getting of size to where I'm gonna need to move them up to the next rack, right? But as part of that process, because this will be my second 55-40, right? As part of that process, I'll be evaluating my girls that's in the 55-40 right now, and where do I want to go with those particular project or breeding those females. If I come to a decision like based on like that evaluation that, hey, I don't really need to breed this girl, then that's gonna be a girl that I would sell, right? And then, like I said, I got like all those other ones in those other tubs, and I'm even be thinking through those like as I'm moving them up, like, is this a girl that I need to use? Going back to what we were saying earlier, sometimes it's hard with some of those girls, particularly like them breeder size girls that ain't gave you a clutch. And some emotion may be involved in it, but I am going to evaluate like a lot of the ones I got, because I do need to move some snakes just to make some room for like the things I'm gonna be holding back in the future. and stuff like that. And then also reduce some of the overhead too.
Right. Now, do you do that solo? Is it you and your wife? Do you have a group of friends that you like, hey, here goes my collection. What is your thoughts? Or how do you do that? Is it individual or do you try and add people in?
As far as like making the decision?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the decision will probably mostly be me. I may ping like some folks and say, hey, what you think about this? What you think about that?
Right.
But outside of that, because Takar, she don't really get involved in like the breeding decisions. Like she helps a whole bunch of stuff, but she don't really get involved in like the pairings and what genes to keep and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I may ping the group. Like we got a group chat, so I might hit the group chat and say, hey, what y'all think about this and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, primarily like solo decisions. But again, like especially if it's something I'm battling with, I may see what other people think and then factor that in as well.
Who's your go-to?
So
you got one person. Who's your go-to?
One person. So we got one chat. Let's put it on one chat.
Okay.
All right. So, we got one chat with me, Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, Justin from Armless Angels, Stephen Moore from Morph Constrictors. Name on the screen right there. Should be right on time. You see that? Perfect timing. And then Jaffe from Jaffe Exotics. And so that's usually like the
that's a solid group.
Yeah, there's some solid fellas, man. So like,
wonder why I'm not in it. No, just playing. Yeah, I'm just playing.
Who do you go through? Like when you
like that? Hey, Keisha, the ball python best friend, man. Keisha and Ash from Morph Minded, man. We talk on the daily, man. You know, we're locked in, and I think for me and Keisha, for the most part, I think for the last 3-4 years, our collections haven't been combined. But if she got something I need, I'll send the animal down, or she'll send it up here. And you know, I want to say at least 20% of my parents is based off projects that we're kind of doing together. So like right now, she got 4 of my females, I got 2 of her males, and we split the clutches down the middle. We keep each other updated throughout the whole process. If it's something she needs more, she'll get it. If it's something I need more, I'll get it. But at the end of the day, it works out for both of us. So that's my primary go-to. Me and Ash from Morph Minded, we've started getting real cool over the last 2 years, and he's kind of integrated in with me and Keisha now. So we're kind of like the 3 musketeers out here. But those are my go-tos, and half the time we don't agree on nothing. I just like to hear, no, that's stupid. That's gonna be ugly. I don't care. Reggie, do this. No. And then I go back and think about it, like, okay, maybe they was right, and because I'm not always right, but we all think so differently that it's good to have a perspective other than your own. So yeah, those are my go-tos. But Keisha and Ash. But Keisha been the homie for the longest. Ash is the new big bro. So those are my go-tos.
Yeah, you definitely got to have those go-tos, and it's good too when people got like diverse thinking. You don't want somebody who's just gonna agree with you all the time. Like even when they disagree with you, even though you might not want to hear it at the time, it's still good to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really value their opinion, even though you don't want to hear it at the time and you might not agree, you're not discounted.
Facts, because like Ash is the homie from New York, Keisha's the home girl from down south, and here I am, the proper one from Michigan. So it's like we all think differently, we all different walks of life, but at the end of the day, we got the same common goal, and that's to make beautiful animals, and we tend to help each other out in that way. So shout out to both of them.
Yes, sir. That's solid, man. You gotta have those folks you can go to, man. Cool. So challenges wise, like what's been some of your biggest challenges over, let's say, like the last how long has it been since you've been on the show? Has it been a year?
It's been longer than a year, because I want to say I was like episode 22 or so. One of the
after that too.
So I did the Tiger King one. That was the most recent, and then the very first one, maybe 2 years. That might have been like 2022, 2021, because I think you still had the racks in the background. I think we was fresh off a Zoom conversation.
Yeah.
You know, that's back when I was trying to help mentor you back in the day. So it's busy. Like you might have done jumped above me now, but that's back when you was asking me for advice. So that's been a while, maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah, that was 2022, the first time you jumped on the show. You was early, like probably within the first 10 episodes, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was about to say I was pretty fresh. Yeah. So
and then came back for the Joe Exotic episode.
Yep.
But challenges wise, like since the last time, what's been some of your recent challenges that you had to overcome?
I now breed garter snake morphs and Cuban micro geckos. So learning new species is you know, I know a lot of people in our hobby work multiple species, but for me, going from ball pythons who eat maybe once or twice a week, minimal care, to garter snakes which eat every other day. They're active. They don't constrict. They eat their prey whole. So you got to watch what you give them. They eat worms, fish, mice, you know, a whole variety of things. So I don't have to breed just rats. They can eat earthworms. I can go to the store and get some, you know, some silver-side fish and all that. So they got to be burr-mated. So they got to temporarily hibernate and all that. So yeah, those are some challenges. I got the micro geckos, which I just actually hatched out my first micro gecko baby. I would show you, but it's only that big, and once it's gone, it's gone. So I ain't doing that.
Snakes had morphs.
Yeah. Oh man, it's garter snakes is crazy. They're darn near as many morphs and variations as corn snakes and rat snakes. But
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, it's pretty dope. I got a Florida blue. I got a pair of albino checkers, and then I got a Nebraska red side right now. So, but I'm trying to get into the flame. I know Granddaddy Herps, man, he's blowing me out the water with the garter snake morphs. So check him out too, Anthony. That's my guy. But he got some crazy garter snake morphs. So I'm starting to step up on that, because now to get into the big shows, you need a little more diversity.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start bringing garter snakes and micro geckos. Patrick from Chimera, we was talking about it at Kinley, and he was like, "Man, these micro geckos," and I was like, "What the hell's a micro gecko?" And then he pulled it up, and I was like, "Oh sh!" And then I want to say like 3 weeks later, I bought a pair, and I told him, he was like, "Oh sh!" I was like, "You made me do it," but you know, the micro geckos are cool. That's something different that I'm working with. So, you know, you got to build bioactive vivariums and feed them little flightless fruit flies. And the hatching process, the egg was the size of a pea, and then it takes 3.5 months, or 3 months to 3.5 for them to hatch out. And you don't even got to put them in incubator. You can just set the eggs on top of the snake rack and be good to go. So,
oh wow,
those were some challenges. Not so much challenges, but you know, learning new things. I had to get back into breeding my own rodents so I could be, you know, more self-sufficient. But really, challenge probably having, you know, holding back too many animals, and then going from 100 to 400, then having to try and get back down to 100. Because again, like I said, every year, if we're having 20 plus clutches and you're holding back 3 babies from each clutch, man, that builds up real quick. And I'm just in a tiny little room, so I gotta, you know, decision making. Not that I make poor decisions, but if you're breeding for a specific project and you need a male and 2 females, and then you get that, it's kind of hard to say, I'll wait next time, or, you know. So just breed with a purpose now, instead of just because she can breed, you know, she can give me eggs, breeder. Nah, if it's not something that I must have, I'm not breeding that anymore. So I feel that's put me back in the right mindset, that it's fun now. I'm not coming in here, oh, I gotta clean snakes. Now I'm coming in here like, who got eggs? And let me see this one. And, you know, I'm back, got a little pep in my step, because mental health is real and the animals didn't ask to be here. So I want to make sure the ones that are here are getting the best version of Reggie that, you know, that I can handle. So those are probably my challenges, not holding everything back. So
Takar said it was episode 5.
Episode. Oh dang! I thought it was like 20 something. That's
Episode
breaking
5.
ice, right? All right, episode 5. Good deal.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. I love coming on, man. You know, we flow. It's a natural conversation. You know, we cool. So it's like we just talking if we was on the phone, except, 50, 60 people watching.
Facts. But yeah, man, it's definitely a process, like, to change and stuff like that, and kind of get used to kind of a new way of doing things. And it's not always easy, man. So kudos to you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How about you? What are some of your challenges?
Bandwidth can be a challenge sometimes. For sure. And I do it to myself. Like, I know Takara probably behind the screen laughing. Like, don't put all that in. But yeah, sometimes bandwidth can be a challenge. But that's me, bro. Like, that's a hard thing for me to get away from. It's like putting a lot on my plate, because I do feeling like when I do a lot, like, I accomplish a lot. Like, I feel good about accomplishing a lot. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a drive. It motivates me to, like, get a lot of stuff done. But sometimes I do have bandwidth challenges. So I am trying to, like, really temper that and think of, like, smarter ways to do things, right? Like, still get as much accomplished, but just work smarter, not harder. You know what I mean?
Because to me, it seems like you enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can multitask and get multiple things done at once, but you just got to prioritize the list of importance. Like, okay, top of the list, probably shouldn't do it bottom of the list. Let me knock these important ones off first, and then come back around to, the ones that can wait a little bit.
100%, because I got a list a mile long, bro. But like you said, man, just got to prioritize it. So I'll say that's probably one of my biggest challenges, right? Is just managing my bandwidth, because I do tend to, like, bite off. I ain't gonna say bite off more than I can chew, but bite off enough to give me a stomach ache.
But it's difficult when you're good at what you do, though. Like, when you're good at something and other people know you're good at something and they want to use your skill set, or you want to use your skill set, it's hard to say no when you know you can give the result that you or others are seeking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I want that personal gratification, but I'm also helping out people in the process. So it's like, I feel good all around. I'm eating, they eating, everybody feeling good, but where's my me time?
Yeah, it's like that whole I love the game.
I
love the game.
Absolutely.
I love the game syndrome.
Absolutely. It can be, like you said, it can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, I would definitely say, like, that can be a challenge sometimes. I would say probably another challenge too for me is like being able to give myself credit. I probably be too hard on myself sometimes about stuff, because I want, like, excellence. And so oftentimes, like, people, like external folks, other people can see, like, things that I don't necessarily probably do a good job of giving myself credit for. And so beating yourself up ain't good either. Like, you got to kind of be light on yourself too. And so I struggle with that sometimes.
I'm like that with compliments. Like, every time somebody gives me a compliment, I immediately have to give them one back, because I don't know how to accept it. Like, I can't just say thank you. I gotta be like, thank you, but you did this too.
Right.
Maybe like, it's not about me. It's got to be, because it can't just be about me.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I understand for sure.
I feel you. That's hard. I feel you on that though. So what's next, man? What's next on the agenda? For are you?
Next on the agenda, I would like to. Funny. So the whole reason I got into ball pythons, not whole reason, but one of the main reasons I wanted to get in was to make a super Mojave. I have never made a super Mojave. It sounds basic. I know I can go buy one for $50, but 13 years of attempting. I mean, I gave up like 3 years ago when my Mojaves ended up being super mystics, and I ended up making a super mystic. So I was like, it's just not in my cards. But, I want to have fun and go back to the basics. Let me make a super Mojave. It's probably going to have 8 other genes and be quad hit for something, but, give me my super Mojave.
Hey, man, those bells, pieds,
Yep,
bananas, like all those kind of snakes. Those are the snakes that draw people into the hobby.
absolutely. The
I
foundation.
exactly, man.
Mhm.
And they sell all day at shows too. So
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even keep it. Like it's to the point where I don't need unless it's a triple or a quad head. I don't need a super Mojave. But for me, it's one of those. It was the first goal I ever set, and I haven't reached it. I've made pastel DG clown head hypos and sunset combos and hopefully monsoons next month, and I still ain't made a super Mojave. Like let me check it off the list.
oh, I'm glad you said that. So that pastel DG clown hit hypo, that was a female, right?
Female, she's female right now. I started breeding her to my inchy hypo pied so I can make pastel inchy hypo triple heads, but I held off on that. And if somebody, I might do a joint pairing to try and hit some worlds first.
Okay.
Not that we're in the world's first era, but she's ready to breed. She's up to size. Like I said, she tested positive for hypo, or she proved out hypo. So she's probably the luckiest snake I've ever hit. And she's finally ready to breed.
That was like what, 2021?
Yes. Let me see. She's right here. That was 2021. So she's about 1,800 grams, eating great. She's a soft fur, but a majority of my collection eat soft furs anyway, so that's no biggie. Gotcha. But she's ready to breed, and she's the foundation of the hypo, or not the foundation, but one of the major players for the hypo DG Clown project, and I plan on using her to get to the hypo DG Clown Pied project, and working that all around. So nice. She's doing all right.
Yeah, I remember you hatched her, man. Everybody was hitting you up trying to get her from you.
Hey, well, the crazy part is that's before we had genetic testing. I sold her brother, and he was a super pastel hypo clown possible het DG. So, like, in my right mind, like, I could have had a hypo clown het DG and a DG clown het hypo.
Do you know if he ended up proving or getting tested?
I don't. I want to say I sold him like a pet. like it wasn't even on this person wanted to breed it. I don't want a super pastel hypo clown. What am I gonna do with it? Man, I'll look back now. That clutch was 8 eggs deep, and I want to say 6 of them were visual or double visual. And the other ones probably would have proved out triple head if I would have kept them all. But I had hypo double head DG clowns in there. I had the DG clown head hypo, the hypo clown head DG. If I would have known now back then, man.
Yeah, you hit a lot in that clutch, bro.
On accident, because I was just going for DGs. I'll take it though. I'll take it.
Like I've only had that feeling like once where like I had something in it where I expected and it was like crazy. I've had two clutches with like some surprise genes, but the first one nothing like this, because the first one like I ended up hitting like all white snakes and stuff like that. So it wasn't the same as like hitting like visuals with codons, this hits. That's a whole different feeling.
Right, like let me see, they probably all bunched up in the back. But my first clutch this year, I was just going for they all this shit. But I was just going for just some lemon blast, hit ultra male posse sunsets, and I popped out 2 hypo lemon blasts.
Oh yeah.
So now now everything that came out the ultra male is posse hypo, and all of his babies that I sold, I gotta reach out to people and say, hey, the sunsets is posse hypos now. So
yeah. It's good that you're keeping good records and you're gonna reach out to people and let them know too.
Oh, absolutely. Every snake I create has an ID number, a clutch ID. I can tell you the mom, dad, grandparents, who I bought the parents from, how much they weighed when they was born. If I got them tested, which service I went through to get them tested, and I got a full record. All that, most of the animals I sell, if the customer will, I give a birth certificate with all that information on it. So. I try to keep detailed records, man, because you never know if something pop up down the line. Or let's say I sold something that don't prove out for what I thought it should have, or something. I've had that instance where I sold. Somebody said they sold me a hypo. What was it supposed to be? Supposed to be like something hypo, a pastel lesser hypo, but it ended up being a super pastel lesser. And it wasn't hypo, so I brought it to a clown, and the animal I sold, was supposed to be hypo clown, and then I found out, so I had to reach back out, make it right with them. But the record showing, I did sell it to them as a double head hypo clown. It wasn't okay. Now you get a credit, or I give you your money back, or you get an animal. However we decided to work it out. But I called, those 7 customers back and let them know, and everybody was cool with it, because I could have just been like, I didn't know, and they breed it. Reggie, I ain't getting no hypos. Now I got everybody mad at me 5 years later. So customer service is big with me. So I reached out to all of them and made it right, because I'm not out here trying to scam people or nothing. But I know I would be mad, huh?
Now, saying you answered my question too, like how did they react? But it sounds like
they reacted good, because I know I would feel a type of way if I grew an animal up for 3, 4, 5 years hoping to get something and never get it, and if the person knew and they didn't tell me, I would feel a type of way. So as soon as I found out, I was like, I got a couple tough messages to send out. So, but they were cool about it. Nobody was pissed. Little bit of man, but
and that's
it's okay, because I'm about to get some good from Reggie now. Something even better. So it all worked out.
Nice. Well, bro, we right at like 1 hour and 40 minutes, man. It's been a dope episode, man. Every time you come on, it's a blast, man. Love chatting with you. Definitely looking forward to seeing you at sounds like a bunch of shows this year. We'll
That's the plan.
Yes, sir.
For sure. No, I appreciate you having me on, man. Like you said, every time it's all love. We have great conversations. It's a natural flow. I always learn some from you. Hopefully, you can say the same. And it's always good to see what you're doing for the community, man. You and your podcast and the information and the people that you bring on, it's greatly appreciated to help out, because there's a lot of podcasts, but not a lot of people are consistent. So I appreciate your consistency and your knowledge. You do your research before you bring your interviewees on. It's very professional. You got commercials, man. So I'm proud of you, man. You've come a long way from episode 5 to episode 128, man. And it's a pleasure to see you grow and continue your journey, man. So I hope you keep doing great things.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'm finna do what we just talked about, though. I'm finna throw it right back at you. But it's real, though, man. Like, you was one of the first people that I came across, like, when I got into this in 2020. So immediately reached out to you, man, connected with you. I think the first place I probably came across you in the bro group first, but then, like, I saw you on, or heard you on Billy's podcast. I forget what it was called at the time, but that one there was, what was it called? I can't remember what the name of the podcast
I
was.
done been on so many, man. It's been
but you
I know what you're talking about. Well, Billy was the first one to give me a real big shout out too. Billy kind of helped put me on the map back when I went up there in 2018, I think. So I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, and so like that was super dope, man. And so I reached out, and when I reached out, I was like, he probably ain't gonna have time to fuck with me. I'm nobody in this hobby, but man, it was nothing like that, man. It was nothing but open arms, man. And you definitely like met with me. We hopped on the Zoom, man. We chopped it up, walked you through the collection, man. And every time I tell the story about like how I changed my thought process about breeding, always bring that up, man. I was on the phone, I was on the Zoom meeting with Reggie, and Reggie walked me through the collection, man. And it just really changed my whole thought process about breed, man. So definitely appreciate that, brother.
You're welcome, man. Like I said, I want everybody to eat at the table, and if like you're doing what I said better than I'm doing. Like I can't even follow my own advice, but I'm glad that it helped you to get to where you are, because you got a dope collection, man. I look forward to seeing what you produce for sure.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, man. Like I said, man, definitely looking forward to seeing you, man. Just a few weeks, man. That's right around the corner.
Yep.
Crazy. It's
Sooner
crazy.
than later.
Exactly, man. Everybody that's in the chat tonight, man, really appreciate y'all coming out each and every week. Shout out to all y'all, man. Make sure y'all check out Hair Down Friday tomorrow. Then on Saturday, make sure you check out In Your Circles, Snake Cinema Podcast, and also check out Sophisticated Ignorance, man. You know how we do, man. We got a dope lineup for you the whole weekend, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, showing love each and every week. That's it for tonight's episode for Clutch Conversations. I'm Mike. The lovely lady behind the scenes is Dakara. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.